clever people, and welcome to my review of Gods of Crap, or Crap of Egypt, or Crap of Crap. I'm not calling it its title, because that is not what it is. It is not what its title implies. So, in case you don't know, Gods of Egypt is about one man trying to find his eye. I try to explain it to make it sound cool, like all the trailers did, or the description on Google did, but there's no reason to, because that's the description of the movie. It's about one guy who loses both of his eyes, gets one, and then tries to get his other eye. That's what it's about. That's simply it. Okay, look, I usually like film. I am not a person who usually goes into films hating, and I went into this film with I wasn't excited from the trailers. The trailers were horrible. But I was just thinking, okay, I need to clear my mind, just think, who knows, maybe it's good. I didn't know that a movie could come out within a month, let alone, I thought it would be 2 years, but it was only a month until a movie came out that was worse than The Choice. The Choice I wrote 2 pages on. Gods of Egypt. 1, 2, 3, 4, count it, 5. 5 pages. 5 entire pages on how cringeworthy and horrendous and atrocious this movie is. It's so bad. It is just boring. It's not entertaining at all. Okay, let me start going through. First off, I filled up this page in the first 25 minutes of the movie, in case that isn't a sign. The opening scene is so bad. First off, who did the cinematography for that scene? Honestly, was it like a 4-year-old on his dad's iPhone who did the cinematography for that scene? It makes absolutely no sense. It's just like, okay, and we're panning here. It looked like a ride at Epcot. Like, if they extended Epcot and put in, like, an Egyptian ride. And then that's exactly what it looked like. And then they cut away from the Epcot-looking ride, and then they go to Egypt, and it's just like... It's the kind of stuff that you see on a documentary about the river. It's just going over an ocean, the Nile, leading up to Egypt. Made absolutely no sense. Cinematography. I wrote twice how bad the cinematography is. It is just so bad. It's like, it's not even like it's shaky cam. It literally just, I can't even explain how bad it looks. It's like a 4-year-old. Again, a 4-year-old got its dad's phone and just started like, ooh, look at this. It's always in focus, I guess you could say, but that's the best thing I can say about the cinematography. It's just so bad. It doesn't show anything from the right angle. The acting. Oh my god. The acting is so bad. No one even tries. Maybe there are some people who try, but their trying is just, oh my god. There's one scene where a girl does a fake death, and this is her fake death. Oh, I love you. That's what it feels like. No one tries. Did they not get a correct acting coach on there? And if so, that person should be fired immediately. The person who did the acting. And seriously, you couldn't get a single Egyptian on a movie that has the title Crap of Egypt. Egypt. It's a 2-syllable word meaning an area in Africa. And you couldn't even get one Egyptian on the movie. Is that too difficult? Not even one. Maybe you didn't need to have him be a lead, but you couldn't get anyone that looked semi-close to Egyptian. You couldn't even try to get makeup to make them look Egyptian. Is that how lazy you are? God, cliche roles. It's exactly what you'd expect. There's the one guy who's poor but well-mannered, and he has a girlfriend who is just kind of whatever about life. There's one guy that takes everything really seriously, and then there's one guy who's really caring. It's so cliche. You can predict it. It's just like, okay, this guy, if you think, okay, so this is the story structure, and these are what the cliche characters would be. I bet they're even more cliche than that. It's so bad. It looks fake. It just doesn't look real at all. It just looks exactly like it was made on a sound studio. How do you have a movie with a $140 million budget look so fake? And just, oh my god, I don't even know how they made it look so fake. The evil guy. The only way that he could be more obviously an evil guy is if he walked in with a shirt that said, "I'm the villain of this story," in giant white bold letters. That's the only way it could have been more obvious that this guy was the bad guy. Even when he walks in, he makes a sarcastic joke. He just looks like it. You can't even... I don't understand. Why make him so cliche? The action sequences are terrible. The editing's so bad. It's like a guy will be going like this, and then it cuts, and he's already like this, and he already stabbed him. It just doesn't make sense. You could tell exactly that the director's like, cut, okay, now do this, and go. It just... I don't understand why you couldn't just shoot the action scene with multiple cameras to make it look much, much, much better. Oh god, it's laughable. I laughed so many times in this movie. It's hilarious. One of the funniest movies of the year. Two people are fighting. One of them is their own god. One of them is an enemy god. Okay, first off, why are you standing there? Your own god that you worship is getting his butt kicked. And not only then, when their own god gets hit on the ground, they go, ooh. You don't say ooh when your own god is on the ground almost dying. God, if someone pulls someone's eyes out, it makes absolutely no sense. The score. Oh, God. Who made this score? They should be fired immediately, not be allowed on any Hollywood film ever. I'm on the first column of the first page. The narration is so bad. It's just, oh my god. It's just so in your face. It's literally, like, everything cuts out except for the narration. And the narration's so bad. They probably wrote it, their 5-year-old son probably wrote it. That's just how bad the narration is. It's like, you don't need to describe this. We understand it. It's called subtlety. Subtlety. We will understand that topic. You don't need a narrator to blatantly say that topic to us. We will understand it. We are smart, okay? We will get it. Again, script and the dialogue. First off, dialogue is way over-explanational. It's just, there's literally a scene where a guy's walking around a circle and he's like, oh, I guess, opens a scroll. I guess I have to walk around this circle. Starts walking around that circle. And then he says, I'm halfway through walking to that circle. Goes to the edge of the circle. Man, I made it through that circle. That was easy. Who wrote that? Who actually read that? Which studio head read that and thought, oh, this would make for a movie that would make money? You couldn't even make the smart decision. A kindergartner could write better dialogue than that. Oh my god. A woman. Okay, there's a god and a goddess. They bed each other, and then while in bed, the goddess takes a knife, cuts a section of her own skin out, and feeds it to the man. What? That doesn't make any sense. There's not even an explanation. Like, do gods like to eat other gods? Are gods cannibalistic? Oh wait, no, this film's too stupid to even think about that. Oh my god, nothing. There's a scene where a guy's swinging from a rope, and you can see the pixels. You can see the pixels on him swinging on the rope. Is that just not done? Did the studio heads come in and say, hey, we're already exceeding the budget by $100 million, so you need to stop right now? Is that what happened? Because it looks so bad. The slow motion is just like, oh my god, it's used at the most inappropriate times, like a guy like, you can't think of a better way to make slow motion. And then, again, the actors, they think out loud. They think everything. God, okay. Again, the actress had a horrible... And then, let me just say, there's one female lead in here who's actually a strong female lead that isn't used for sex appeal. Only she is. I'm serious. She's the goddess of love, and her weakness is her sensuality. That is her weapon against prey, is to look into someone and say, hey, you, I really want you to do this. Using sexual hormones. Like, really? Really? That's the strongest you can think. And that's not even what the goddess of love is like. Again, cringe-worthy lines. There's so many one-liners that you're just like, ugh, God, please stop talking, please. Please. It's that bad. The action's so forced. It's just like, here's action, and it doesn't even make sense. The gods and the humans against each other, they don't look balanced. It just looks horrible. Okay, want to know how inaccurate this movie is to Egyptian lore? There's literally a scene where a mortal and a god fly up to the sun where the god's dead dad is. What? I can't even comprehend. What does that mean? The movie makes zilch sense at all. Someone asked the same question twice. I guess that they didn't even catch that. They probably did one revision of the script. And then they briefly looked at it and they're like, it's fine. We'll just make a movie. Again, editing and cuts. And let me just say, they try to add humor. And the humor's so bad. It's so bad. I don't even understand. What were they thinking with this humor? It's not funny. It's not even slightly amusing. It's forced. And it's so unbelievably forced. And, there's one scene where the two leads go somewhere and they don't even explain. It's after they're on the sun. It's just like, okay, where are they? Doesn't make any sense. Again, no Egyptians in a film about Egypt. The effects weren't finished. It's long and it's boring. Oh my god, a snooze fest. If it wasn't for how funny it was, I would have fallen asleep. Oh my god. They try to get you emotional about it. You're not emotional at all. There's literally a line. Okay, guy's trying to distract a giant worm-riding creature. And he's like, hey, beautiful. And then they look over and it's like, oh no, I was talking about the worm. Who wrote that? Who? You should realize how bad a movie is when it's literally about a guy finding his eyes. It's hilarious when it's not supposed to be. The plot is paper thin. It's just so bad. And this is... Okay. This is definitely the stupidest part of the movie. One guy doesn't trust anyone. He has serious trust issues. So what does he do? He clones himself because he can only trust himself and he wants to work with different versions of himself. Who wrote that? Who made that? Who thought that was a good idea? It's just so bad. The love story is unbelievable. It's terrible. Both of them. They're just, oh my god. It treats Egyptian philosophy with no respect at all. It's just, seriously, they go to the sun, they go to the afterlife, the girlfriend's waiting in the afterlife the entire movie. There's no respect. The riddles, there's one scene where they do riddles, and it's so bad. There's the afterlife bullcrap. It doesn't make any sense. Why? Why did you have to go to the afterlife and wait in line to show what you have to offer in the afterlife? What? No. Makes absolutely no sense, and it doesn't even matter. In the end of the movie, the afterlife doesn't even matter. It's so predictable. I don't even know. There's one line that's, I don't want to die. I want to live forever. First off, terrible line. And how it's acted is, I don't want to die. I want to live forever. I'm done. I can't comprehend this movie. There's one guy, they're going up on an elevator, and after one guy says, oh, by the way, this entire land's gonna be destroyed, he's like, what? Oh, who thought that was acceptable? Nothing in this movie is acceptable. It's just, all the fade-ins, it's horrible. There's acting with falling, and it looks like this. You can clearly tell that they did that in a sound studio because the falling looks fake. The final action scene's so bad. It's just, I don't even know. There's a town nearby where a giant creature is sucking up all land. And the town nearby, that's like right here, is untouched. Everyone's gone, but it's untouched. There's not even a crumble. Makes no sense. The mortal feels more inhuman than the Inhumans. What? You can't even, literally, the mortal just like goes through everything. He does things that not even mortals can do, and he's fine. It makes no sense. And at the end, they're literally beating you over the head to the message, to the point that the new god is telling his people the message directly. He's like, and we will start a better future. And we will. First off, this movie doesn't need a message. Second, do you need to be so blatant and obvious about it? You don't care about anything. Look, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. I have no question about that. I don't know how a movie came within a month of the choice and was worse. This is the first time I've ever given this grade. I give Gods of Crap a 0.0 out of 10. 0. First time I've ever given it 0. It's not a film. It's an abomination. That was my solo review of Gods of Crap. In case you can't tell, don't see it. Alright. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.